Cloud9 wins in a definitive, if anticlimactic, first pistol round. They eliminated the entire iBUYPOWER team without taking a casualty. Not so much as 10 damage.
Yeah, it seemed like just a rush play from iBUYPOWER. But Cloud9 stopped them cold in their tracks. Now they got the lead going into this Dust 2 map.
How do you see this one going? We never did our predictions, and I did want to hear that from you before we really got underway.
I was going to say I think iBUYPOWER will be able to take Dust 2. Last time they played, they had Cloud9's T-side down packed, and they were able to stop it very easily.
Interesting that the bomb carrier on this eco round is traveling by himself up the catwalk, hasn't rejoined his teammates yet. A double trouble FAMAS attempt. FAMAS attempt, more like FAMAS kill. There's the cleanup. Cloud9 has 2. iBUYPOWER probably done with their save rounds, but we don't know their willingness to commit to this if they want to go with, excuse me, I can't count.
We got one more.
They got one more eco to go, and there was no bomb planned.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you saw Skadoodle picked up that M4, could have got a kill, but he actually ran out of bullets, didn't realize he had to reload it. So that's unfortunate, but you know, they did get a couple kills there, forced a couple rebuys, although, you know, Cloud9 just upgrades to the next tier. So we'll see what iBUYPOWER can do here on this next eco with P250s.
On a really long delay, it seems. They've positioned themselves outside a long, waiting to have somebody either push through or just wait for the late explode into the long alley. Now, I don't necessarily think this is the greatest of ideas because engagement from this distance with your P250s is not great in terms of success rate.
Not the best. You see nothing here is in the pit, and he knows that this is coming.
Oh, AZK mid-air kill. Then sgares puts the stop to all the joy. There's a triple for him. Semphis has another. Semphis is the first to die after that exchange, and Cloud9 has 3. That first kill, though, a handsome one.
It was indeed getting that jumping headshot kill. But now we're on the buy round. Skadoodle gets his op, the gun he loves. So we'll see what he's able to do with that. If he's going to go for a mid pick or just try to get that early A pick, that's going to be a deciding factor of what iBUYPOWER does. So let's go to his perspective and see what he's going to decide to do.
He's
he's not going day anymore, that's for sure.
But he hits that shot, beat sgares, and yeah, while partially flashed. At that distance, you're not going to hit a huge full blind, but yes, definitely flashed. I think we've seen definitively over the course of time that Skadoodle has really pulled himself away from sgares in terms of just pure opping ability.
He has. Well, because semphis has become the primary opper for the most part for Cloud9.
It used to be that conversation with sgares. Remember the high-low here, actually, we'll get back to that. The high-low here thwarted by a single Molotov, a very effective way to disrupt that and peek people early. That's something that I don't think a lot
as well.
Yeah, a flash as well. I don't think a lot of casual viewers understand what just occurred. We'll explain that to you in a second when when semphis is sprayed down by Steel. And another one. Steel joins with 2. That Shroud is also gone. The high-low is one of the most effective ways to catch somebody rotating across that Humvee back wall face. And to defeat them, you need to move them off that box. Yeah, nothing is on the big flank. He's just reached the point where he can engage, and he completely mishandles his M4A1. That's okay, though. Hiko's ready to pick up any slack left over. AZK's the last one in that middle exchange. So there's 3 T's alive, Skadoodle, AZK, and Swag, and nothing to chase everybody.
They're in a good spot. They're in a good spot because they have AZK in mid, and Cloud9, I mean, nothing knows he's there, and he does pick up that kill, so now he's just on a 1v2 retake.
Great reflex. AZK before parting definitely did a ton of damage, leaving nothing with 9 HP. So a big box player and a back of sight player will probably tell nothing that he can't win this one, and throwing this gun away is not worth it.
Yeah, pick up the op and save it. But yeah, I do like what iBUYPOWER did there after they got the site control and knew that nothing was in middle. They sent AZK to CT spawn. It delayed him from just going for the initial retake and bought them a lot of time, had to force them to go end up with the save.
There's that first round for iBUYPOWER. They're on the board. The score is now 3-1.
Yeah, and iBUYPOWER, they do get that buy round, so get some momentum back in their favor. Obviously, this is going to be a save for Cloud9. They do have that. Oh, never mind. I forgot about Cloud9 and their rule of thumb, never save.
Yeah, they don't do that. This is DE Dust 2, and I know a lot of you are joining us, and since the Counter-Strike community is blowing up at such a crazy rate, there are people who still don't recognize this map. What's this all about?
Dust 2? How do people not recognize Dust 2?
Dazed running through, doing the netcode guides, flashbang, sprint through, tags 2 people, severely wounding sgares and semphis, but they do manage to compose themselves with a teammate. Nothing drops. Dazed. There's the first trade. Steel hits, and is fighting at the top of the elbow, as some people call it. Actually, the top of the catwalk, as many other people call it. Nothing still on top, dug in like a tick, finally goes down. And that was a complete gun mishandling. What was that?
He didn't realize his ammo count. Apparently, he should have had that kill, but that's just going to be really unfortunate.
2 versus 2. Nearly identical HPs, and sgares, even though he's at 1, still very much combat effective with no nades on the other team and an op in his hand. Bomb ticks, and hiko will have to be the one to do the retake. He smokes the platform and moves to engage. We got one player on the platform and one player at the close corner. They smoked out both. Very little information available to hiko. Silenced kill, and hiko now charges the player on the ramp. Not a whole lot of time, and he's going to have to finish this one off right now.
Oh, having some trouble getting the...
They don't know where he is. There it is. Steel picks it up, and you can hear his chant in the background. 3-2.
Hiko's having some trouble actually getting the use key going on that bomb, but he does get it. And, yeah, it took a couple seconds for him to register where he was at. That was a close one. Cloud9, please save. Please save one round so I don't sound like an idiot.
They're going to... maybe...
Thank you, Cloud9.
Feels like a parent talking to their child.
Yeah.
Just one cookie. I want one piece of candy before dinner.
Their finances must just be terrible.
Well, that's why they have managers.
Oh, yeah.
Long engagement. AZK wins the first, and then dazed will pick up the second. Long-range USP, no match for the AK-47. 2 alive for Cloud9. CZ wielding sgares, and 5-7 wielding hiko.
Yeah, and you see they're definitely not in a good spot as the bomb is making it today. They're pretty much just going to hope to kill Skadoodle here, the lurk. They do. That's a gun for them, so they pick that up, and now I would imagine they're just going to try to save to get some exits.
Small success for them as they walk away with their...
I don't think Skadoodle even had a gun. Yeah,
how did...
Nothing netted for them then.
Did Skadoodle toss his gun over the wall to prevent the take?
Possibly. We weren't on his perspective, so we didn't see it.
We may be able to see it. Go to free look and fly over to mid, as this exchange might not necessarily be the most productive.
What wall do you toss it
Behind
over?
that mosque? No,
that's a pretty
you
big
cannot.
toss.
So maybe he just didn't have a gun.
Yeah, I mean, he did have the op in. He's been buying it for the past 2 rounds, so maybe he just had to save that round. But either way, could have been a gun, but luckily for iBUYPOWER, it was the odd man out who didn't have the gun, and he was going for the lurk. Dazed has a good spawn for B here.
He's going to try to sprint it out.
Yeah.
We've got the first rifle round that we've seen in a little bit, but no op for the opposing Cloud9 team. Skadoodle hits the first at the close corner, and AZK has been on fire this LAN tournament. Nothing drops him. A flash out, a personal pop flash, and it will push nothing to his death. Hiko's the last one alive, fighting with 5 HP, and he has no idea that somebody's waiting for him. It happens to be dazed above him on the perch. iBUYPOWER takes a lead.
They do, and I mean, we saw Cloud9 in first 3, but once iBUYPOWER gets their guns, Skadoodle, his op has been okay. He only has 3 kills, but he is hitting some important shots, some important entries with that op. So it's only going to keep building from there. The man of iBUYPOWER right now has been AZK. He's been there to support everyone as they go for those entries, and really, he's saving them
throughout the tournament.
Yeah,
this is not the first time that he's been doing this. He's so good on LAN.
Indeed he is.
Mid control for 2 players on the T side. Dazed leading that charge out to mid, and there'll be a bomb carrier to meet them. The CZ charge out. Semphis grabs an easy gun, and he knows AZK is simply a controller, somebody to hold on the location. P250 charge from Shroud. He almost got that second one. Dazed walks away with 4 HP. It's 3 versus 3, and it feels very much evened up simply because of Dazed HP and 2 weapons in the hands of C9.
It does. They do have those AKs, but and hiko is actually one of those, and he's so great at defending this B-bomb site. They do have the smokes in the faces of Cloud9, though, so they should be able to get this bomb down.
It'll have to be a 3-man retake with no flashbangs. The chances of success here very, very low. Through the window and the door. Cloud9 may not attempt this. They tried to throw fire to the box, and Dazed is just barely staying away from the fire. The tongue's almost touching his legs. Swag picks up 1 kill in the window. Hiko tries to step through and is shot down. iBUYPOWER leads now by 2.
Yeah, they do get 1 kill, so going to force iBUYPOWER to buy a little bit there. But now Cloud9 can do an official buy. That was a good eco round for
I believe Twitch chat would tell us that he was sweating.
Yeah?
Dazed?
He was. I get it because he was next to the fire.
Yeah. He popped them all in.
Yeah, he's sweating. That's like one a day, right? I did one yesterday.
We're not cool.
Okay, I got it.
Shroud got legged through the door. We missed that. We point that out for you. As he moves toward B, he's going to need an assist. Look at the defensive formation. It's a 2-1-2 designated to support somebody who cannot hold B maybe by himself or if they're already wounded.
I'm pretty sure semphis got seen. Yep. And that's why no one jumped down and fell into his trap in lower B. And Skadoodle knew he was there and just waited for him to come back out.
Dust puffs off the wall in front of hiko, who's realized that he just had a close shave with death there, dodging a very high caliber bullet. Tough to determine what to do with your defense now because iBUYPOWER plays so slowly. Waits for you to really make the mistakes, catch you in transition as you saw in Cash, which is one of the things that is rewarded heavily on Dust 2. If you're patient and you find people in that movement, it's a good way to win here.
Absolutely, and iBUYPOWER is good at exploiting that, especially with Cloud9 on Dust 2. They know their tendencies very well, and they know how to play passive and just take the clock down to about 20 to 30 seconds and then execute on the site.
Skadoodle looking into the smoke, seemingly knowing that somebody's going to creep up on him as they move toward the CT smoke and execute. Skadoodle will wait and lurk with Op for that player to come through Cat. Now hiko jumps up onto the box and tries to get some vision of players coming through the smoke, and nothing won't push through.
That's a good spot he's in.
The bomb is right in front of hiko. Tried to be patient and got pop flashed by iBUYPOWER. The coordination there, unbelievable. Saving AZK and making this round still viable for them. 3 versus 2. They're now in the bomb site. Nothing of a hard time controlling his M4. He's going to have somebody right in his face. If he turns his back, he's going to be shot. Steel wins that battle. 2 versus 1. sgares needs to hit this quick scope. He's got it. Wasn't necessarily a quick scope. CT's win by time expiration. We still got to fight. And he hits the second. What a big play.
And that was a huge, huge opportunity for Cloud9. I mean, iBUYPOWER got the man in the site. They were going to get in there. They didn't defend their bomb carrier, though. The bomb carrier got left alone. He died, and the bomb dropped outside of the B site, and they were like, wait, where's the bomb? And then they had to turn around and fight nothing and Gares, and it wasted too much time, so they ended up losing that due to time.
Such an excellent start with the leg, the early removal of the defensive player, but I think that one moment where that pop flash threw off hiko, got him out of that trade and won AZK that battle, suddenly turned into this huge maelstrom. That was unbelievable. There was so much chaos.
Yeah.
2 to hold long, an aggressive hold. They try to press up to the door, and they leave one player back at the platform. No active hold on Cat. It falls upon iBUYPOWER to do active homework, scouting, and understanding that nobody's possessing that location.
Yeah, they are trying to figure it out, and you saw through the smoke, the X-ray, that nothing was right in his face. And Gares actually picked up a pick over towards the A-bomb site, actually, A double doors.
Steel being very loud here, not at all worried that somebody could be defending. I think maybe he knows the tendency of Cloud9 to drop back to a passive location. Just by his body language, he's not at all concerned that somebody was defending Cat.
I think the man in double doors saw 2 people at long, so they figured one person is going to be CT mid.
And one will be platform.
Yep.
Daze is up. A lot of information gathered, just like we thought they might. sgares to engage in an op duel. Top of the elbow, Daze is actually dropped at mid. That was not the player. We had a CT spawn drop. Does anyone know? What? What?
What the? What was that, Gares?
I don't know. Swag versus 3. He's got to save this weapon, maybe get this bomb plant, which will be a success. He's got to duck, otherwise he's going to be shot. Does anyone see him? He can't get the bomb plant down. It's all tied up.
Oh my goodness, that shot through smoke from Gares had to be a pure guess because that was just ridiculous.
Just some whisper of a movement, some weird primal instinct. If we had taken the X-ray off, I wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah. And now, look at this. It's so back and forth now. iBUYPOWER getting those quick 5 in a row after the bye round. But now Cloud9 regaining their form. And now iBUYPOWER forced to save with Swag picking up an SMG here. What are you going to do with that Swag?
Is that a mistake by?
Not sure. Maybe he had a little extra money compared to everybody else. And they're buying P250, so he thought, I could
Let's
get
pull
one
up
of
the
these.
tab screen. Did he really have more money?
Yeah.
He was just...
He's evened up now.
Yep. Reaching that average money equilibrium. sgares drops Steel. And the fight out at long continues. P250 charge. hiko saves his teammate. The exchange is near perfect. A textbook hold, and Swag is actually rewarded with his UMP purchase. This suicide plant is the intended strategy for the round. Daze has essentially done what he set out to do. Now he's just looking for gift headshots.
Yeah, Brax. I mean, Swag gets a little extra money from that UMP kill too as well. But the bomb plant is the true hero of the round, I guess, because they're going to get some extra economy. Skadoodle should be able to pick up that op now. And yeah, he's S6-3, so he could go ahead and get an op and armor and maybe a nade or two. But
it was in fact a miss buy, not trying to bring his money back down to match his teammates, but actually fat fingers.
Fat fingers. Happens to everybody every now and then. So let's take a look at the buys.
Double scope.
Skadoodle, double scope, like you said, on Cloud9. Going to be interesting to see what goes down here. I'm going to go to Skadoodle's perspective. Looking for that op pick, but Cloud9, they learned from the previous ones, and I don't think they want to challenge Skadoodle anymore.
We should probably smoke that now.
Yeah.
sgares flash falls back to the car, has to still support a teammate oh
cat.
no. Fast cat movement at the top of the elbow. sgares shot in the back, wondering where his platform support player was, and Shroud having to apologize to his teammate. I was in CT elevator, just getting back to my position. I let you die, and now we've been exploited. iBUYPOWER looks like they're going to walk to an easy round win.
Probably a miscommunication. I think usually when they go for that early aggression onto long A, they have to have somebody on the platform, but that guy was then instead on CT spawn, looking towards middle, and iBUYPOWER took advantage of that and just rushed that catwalk.
Cloud9, iBUYPOWER forever linked and so even down the stretch. Their first game, neck and neck. Their second game, neck and neck.
Yeah, neck and neck. I mean, first game actually pretty one-sided.
Final score, neck and neck.
Yeah, Cloud9 with a nice comeback though.
We've got the sprint out here, and I'm looking for dazed at some point to just courageously step out into B and try to hit a early entry by himself. Through the smoke. Swag anticipated the corner shot blindly, found semphis still lingering there, and you cannot give them easy looks, especially with a game sense like his.
Exactly. I mean, these guys know the corners even with smoke and flashes, so they know where to aim. And you can't step back into that position or you will get punished.
Like we just saw, 2 to hold on to long. They think that if they replace a player there, maybe take the tactical risk, move somebody out of A, you can catch somebody as they try to re-enter long. I like the call, but in this round it may not matter because the action moves toward mid.
And you see nothing is in this left up close position, and he could pick up a kill potentially on someone who comes out. Depends on how patient he wants to be, as if they do try to go for an execute on mid, but
he would love
for
his mid support player semphis to be here to flash him out to check. Now he has to blind check and double peek an op. You can't do that. You know whose op that is.
I think we're going to see it rotate to mid to B now. You see the flashes are coming down. CT drop, but Shroud is there to get it, and you see the number 7 man is now going through spawn.
Hiko evens it up. Both teams have 3 players alive and 1 wounded apiece. AZK lands the off shot, and it falls toward iBUYPOWER. Bolt action shot missed by Skadoodle. They've located the last man, and Shroud tries to hunt down his opponent. Can Shroud clutch with 24 HP? We're about to find out.
I mean, if he gets in the site and he gets this quick kill on AZK, because the other 2
he
players
sees
are in
the shadows.
tunnels. Yeah.
AZK fast. Remember, AZK, career opper before he moved over to Global Offensive. Always good, even when we forget that he used to do that.
Yeah, back and forth it goes. Now iBUYPOWER regaining the lead, and Cloud9 going to be on another buy. It's just, is it going to be like this all game? It's just up 3, up 3, up 3? I mean,
I hope so.
Hopefully we see some OT in this playoff series. That would be great.
Hopefully we see a second best of 3 in this series.
Very well could be.
Does that make... No, we can't be iBUYPOWER fans just for the purpose of that, but we do just want more Counter-Strike. 3 to stack
Always
long.
want more Counter-Strike.
And I notice that sgares wields the Desert Eagle.
Cloud9 no strangers to the Deagles. We've seen them make them very effective multiple times.
Now, semphis has to know. He's noticed that the footsteps outside the door have to be at least more than 1 person, and he's pretty much co-signed his own death here, and he needs a support player behind him to be very, very strong. He has got an AK in the door within reach. He could pick it up right now, but he won't reach for it. None of those P250 shots hit, but he does do significant damage to AZK. 3 alive for the counter-terrorist, and they thank semphis for his efforts. He just wishes he could have gotten that last bullet on target.
Yeah, but I mean, what he did there was pretty much, good enough as is. He got spotted, but iBUYPOWER just couldn't land their shots, and he ended up getting 2 kills with his P250.
Mid-take, late in the round, 35 seconds.
Number 9 man is already in B. That's swag.
Yeah. This is going to end messy for Shroud if he peeks a little too sloppy. He won't. He'll wait for a teammate, the door to get smoked, and it's clear that the... Oh, don't kill your teammate. It's clear that the bomb wants to be planted here. With 20 seconds left, you have to commit. Swag has to reload. Gets one dig for making the error. 2 versus 2. 2 versus 1. Shroud to clutch with P250. Unlikely, but still, weirder things have happened. Trying to pre-fire the back left. We know on the back of the platform there's one close by on the left side of the door. He has to pre-fire that corner if he has a chance. That's what it takes! One more in the back corner. 1 to hit. He has to know he's not at the big box. If he surrounds this, he knows he's not been shot in the back from the tunnel. He hears the shot. He's not got the kill. That first one was beautiful. The second one, Skadoodle saves his team with.
That was close for Skadoodle to miss that initial op shot. I mean, it was a good fake spot. You saw Shroud didn't even know he was over there. He thought it was planted. He was in the tunnels because it was planted for tunnels. But man, Skadoodle, he did pull it out. And we are on the last round of the half. Cloud9 obviously going to be able to buy whatever they want. A little light on the grenades, but not too big of a deal on the CT side of Dust 2.
Now the economy starts to hurt for both teams. A lot of deaths back and forth. No matter the round wins, and economy stabilization is not really an option for either team. It's just hanging on every round, making sure that everyone, as many people as they can, save as expensive guns as they can. Dazed to peek mid. Top of the palm area has the bomb, and they'll co-peek mid for the long shot down to that Humvee angle. The CTs have split into the widest 2-1-2 possible. 2 isolated and B, 1 goose.
This would be very bad if iBUYPOWER decided to do a mid to B.
Exactly. If iBUYPOWER reads this, if they take their time, scout cat, maybe hear a footstep at long, it's an automatic recipe to switch to the B take. The B take being the smoke for CT spawn, the wrap around to B with a tunnel probably as a second angle of attack. Now they're going to come into the top of cat, and they're going to miss that opportunity, I think. Or Skadoodle's realizing that they haven't been challenged yet. Look for Dazed to make that final decision.
They threw a mid to be smoked to try and draw something out from iBUYPOWER, get some footsteps in CT, maybe show that, okay, get the idea of where they're playing. But, you know, Cloud9, they're not playing those positions. And you see one is in Goose right now.
Maybe not the textbook read that they were looking for, but it seems still viable. Sgares trying to hold on, and he gets one before getting taken down in the Goose. Flash in, and I think Nothing almost flashed his own teammate. Bomb gets planted, and he'll try to retake solo near the single box. He's going to have the torso of Daze, who turns on him. Nothing couldn't control the M4A4. A shame for him. iBUYPOWER has 9. They've ended the half 9-6. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. This one's a thriller. I cannot tell where this is going at all.
9-6 is the standard T side that we usually see on Dust 2. You know, we like to say it's becoming more CT side. If I had to say, I mean, I think iBUYPOWER is sitting in a good spot because, one, like I said, I'm referring back to the last time they played Cloud9 on Dust 2, and it was a very hefty defeat. And they started off on CT side, and Cloud9 only got like 3 rounds T side.
Now, you've been getting handicap predictions. You get to go one more time. How does this end?
I think iBUYPOWER is going to win it, and we're going to go to second best of 3.
We can only hope. We're going live again. You're watching the CEVO LAN Grand Finals. We couldn't have asked for a better matchup. The purchases for the CTs, 2 armors, 3 support players including the kit, and Cloud9 gets 1 tap by Steel. That we missed it. We know it was exactly 1 bullet. The rest have armor. They're out at long.
This fake is being sold very well.
This fake is being sold really well. You can see in the minimap right now, we don't need to draw for you, that the bomb is not walking into B, though they could have. But of course, we have...
Number 9, man. No, Swag's like, yeah.
Swag's instincts have just kicked in. He needs to check, and his paranoia is rewarded. He sees the site. Here's 2 remaining shots, calls his teammates over for the rotate, and may try to charge the bomb planter, but he's now being warded off by the big box player. We've got the lurk, and Sgares is being exceptionally patient. That last player to come through CT spawn will probably get picked off, and Swag can't control his USP. A very, very important missed opportunity. iBUYPOWER probably a bit frustrated with that. Probably a bit frustrated with such a strong start on that round.
Yeah, and they spotted the fake. They were already in the site, but Swag saw him. He just couldn't land any of the shots that he was putting down. That's going to be frustrating. And then the rotates came quick enough where they actually got in the site and tried to retake 3 versus 2, 4 versus 2, but they just couldn't do it.
Cloud9 with a strong first round. They'll come out with Scout, Galil, 3 AKs, big upgrades, and a lot of firepower and force. Important for them to stay together because iBUYPOWER is the kind of team that will save, and they will take your weapons if you are sloppy with them.
Absolutely. We saw it in the previous match they did it, and they're very strong with those pistols. Seeing the push out to mid here from Cloud9, and it's not aided by any smoke. They're just going for the walkout to mid, which is going to catch these guys off guard.
Very clever. dazed has just figured it out. You can tell by his crosshair placement, he wasn't anticipating that at all. Nothing lands the ambush and kill, and we've got a long-distance P250 and Deagle square off with a Scout. If all 5 of these Cloud9 players walk away with their guns, this will have been a very, very huge round for them.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be okay, I guess, if iBUYPOWER can manage to pick up a couple kills here. But you see this number 2 man, that's Hiko, obviously, and he is on that long lurk, just waiting for somebody to come out double doors. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. They're just playing the passive save.
Let's see how much this rewards them in terms of economic benefit. You have to take the implication that they don't have to rebuy after the detonation. That's a pretty big deal for them. Nothing sitting at 4-1, and they drop skadoodle.
Yeah, they do get the 1 kill, so that's going to be a well, obviously not a rebuy for iBUYPOWER, but I mean, Cloud9 just stacking it on, and they're about to hit a tie here once again, tie it up after being down 3. So, but this is the same story we saw in the first half. Cloud9 got the pistol convincingly. They picked up the next 2 rounds, and then on the buy round, iBUYPOWER came back, put their foot down, and won 5 rounds in a row. And this scoreline, that could be very dangerous if it happens again.
That ebb and flow we hope for every single time. It's going to be a bunch take inside of B. There's still 1 player in that tucked-in big box area. It's Swag. He's looking for the digs. He had a great hand and a good feel for them on Cash. Right now he's struggling a bit. He's not allowed to get his kill. The CZ will clean him up. All 5 T's alive, and they'll go for that bomb plant after smoking the door. Retake seems unlikely with no real weaponry, 1 flashbang and just pistols. Hiko having a bit of a struggle, trying to control his Galil. Actually got swapped out for dazed. He realized only too late that the player he was fighting was not the first player he engaged.
Yeah, some shots going through the double doors. You see 1 goes down, that's dazed. Oh, AZK picks up 2. With the help of steel.
With the help of steel. Pop flash attempts. Kind of works. iBUYPOWER steel drops it. This is a very costly round for Cloud9, and though we exhorted them for having saved all their weapons last round, they'll have to pretty much all rebuy this round.
They will, and that's good for iBUYPOWER because it doesn't let them get ahead too much in terms of money. So, I mean, I'd call that an eco-round success if I was iBUYPOWER going into that. Now you got your buy, you get your ops. Actually, double op look from iBUYPOWER coming in here. Swag, we've seen him op,
Will we get a counter pick, I wonder?
We'll see. I think they're boosting up
cat
for
pick.
the quick cat pick.
He'll look, and then he'll have to check the Xbox. You can probably hear that jump from this distance. It's a matter of does he get greedy to look. And he will.
Yeah.
And he will. He's going to have to make a very close range shot. And nothing has to know that skadoodle has a tendency to swap out with his teammates on the catwalk. This could be that round. And it is. Headshot, and nothing. Cartwheels backward. 4 alive at long. It was supposed to be an A split take. Now they have to carry all the weight on 1 point of attack. Steel holds on. Dug in with a teammate. Dazed. Trades for his death. Has 3. Looks for a quad and doesn't want to engage an op with the USB. Wise decision.
Yeah, wise decision indeed. And it's at the point where he wants to try to save the op, obviously, but 50 seconds in the round, there's going to be a hunting party going out for him.
There's something to be said about how effective that skadoodle swap out is. It's one of the most devastating things when you expect a rifler to be playing back on the platform or a single man to be playing rifle top of stairs on the bricks, and you find that there's a close range op waiting for you.
Yeah, just like that, except that was that long.
That's the other side of the argument. sgares making the case that he's equally good with the op. No time to pick up the bomb. 17 seconds remain, and they'll let the clock bleed out. He'll save that op, and that'll be a success for him. It's going to be 10-9 for iBUYPOWER. Let's look at who's going to be saving and what the economies look like going forward.
Well, Cloud9 probably won't save. They'll probably force something here, especially if sgares does save this op. They'll probably try to work off his picks. So we'll see if that goes down. iBUYPOWER, they're getting it together slowly but surely once again, and they've retaken the lead.
Can we force, they wonder? Yes, we can. Money is not a thing to us. They're the bottle service buying team.
Oh, yeah.
2-2-1, including the spawn pick, a sprint down to mid, and they tried to displace that early aggressive player who's holding out that Xbox angle. But semphis takes a dink. He moves back with 10 HP, and he's going to probably play passive for the remainder of the round. He's got a lot of utility nades to use, not a primary weapon. He naturally likes to play support. This makes a lot of sense.
It does, and I mean, we're seeing, it looks like they're going to try to go out mid. This is what Cloud9 likes to do. They like to set up in mid and look for those mid picks and then work off of that. But iBUYPOWER knows that, so they don't ever really peek mid. And when they do it together, or they pop flash for each other so they can try to get that advantage.
Cloud9 has identified the fact that they've come to this bunch pick a couple of times in B, and they've met some success. They can see the shouldered weapon of AZK in the back of the bomb side. Was that Swag? It's going to be a 5-man take. No, it was AZK, and Swag's outside the bomb side trying to support his teammate. It's upon its left to AZK to defend the entire bomb site by himself. They pop flash in, but there is no rifler to enter the site. It's just going to be a square off here. A very, very rigid, calm, a nervy sort of quiet has befallen the players, as you can see in your pit cameras in your bottom and left-hand side of your screen. Everybody is hyper-focused. Less celebrations at this time. They've got to get it all perfect. Here's the step in. dazed takes a shot, guesses the wrong side. Look for the bomb side, and he walks away alive somehow. 3 alive for both teams. We'll step back in. dazed comes out, gets shot by nothing. Then the exchange by skadoodle. Back and forth. One-on-one. skadoodle wins it, but maybe can't get the defuse. I think 1 second left, and clutches one-on-one. iBUYPOWER 10, Cloud9 9.
Yeah, very nice clutch there by skadoodle. It was really just a a big shootout there with lots of trades going back.
That was the OK Corral. That was everybody shooting at the same time.
4 versus 4 retake of that. That's going to be very hectic, and that's going to force Cloud9 to an actual eco this time because they went for the force. And they actually have to, pick up the pistols, the P250s, and CZs.
I think we just had a Summoner's Rift team. Oh, Swag makes semphis a victim early in the round. It was an eco, not exactly the highest economic risk play, but still, you'd like to contribute. Cloud9 has pressed the elbow over the top of the cat a couple of times now. This round, I wonder, skadoodle missing a very easy shot. This round, I wonder what the thinking is as they engage at the longest possible distance, with the exception of the long corner with their pistols. You would have thought maybe mid or B.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly makes sense to go with shorter range. Obviously, the AWP and the rifles are going to have the advantage. But, Cloud9, maybe they felt like Cat. I think that maybe they thought that skadoodle would be close up on Cat and they could get a quick kill and get up that AWP. But unfortunately, he's constantly moving. So
dazed is pushed lower B. He's all the way in, and he's starting to make too much noise. He's on the tile, and I wonder if Shroud could have heard him. It's a full press in. They're coming from both directions. Shot in the back, and they'll turn around. They've been cut down. Not a single player wounded until AZK killed at mid. Swag hits a close range op kill. The bomb gets dropped, and this round seems doomed now for semphis. The courageous play, the tactical calling of iBUYPOWER has absolutely devastated Cloud9's offensive play this round, and it's up to semphis to clutch.
It was great, and I like that they called
through smoke. 1 versus 2. Can you pick up the bomb? He looks the right way. Only a little bit too late. As you can see, he's started to twitch. Going back to the bomb. Never had a chance. 13-9.
I was going to say, I really like that iBUYPOWER called that aggressive play after the eco round, because they knew that Cloud9 would be buying, and they knew that maybe Cloud9 would think that iBUYPOWER is going to, okay, they know we're buying, so they're going to go back to their defaults and play passively. And that's not what they did, and it worked out great. dazed snuck in, and then he had the simultaneous push from the other B players. I mean, beautiful strat.
iBUYPOWER now approaching the second best of 3, where I think many pundits, fans, critics would have said that this was an automatic win at some point for Cloud9. Maybe no faith had been placed in them, but look at this. They're on the cusp. Cloud9 will not go away. Nothing trades. Swag is dropped, then AZK will exchange. Back and forth. The T's are inside of bomb site B. AZK turns around to find that his bomb site had been taken away from him since his absence. One in the B tunnels, one at the back of the site, planting as safe as possible. Nothing will peek. He saw the backpack. And the standoff is on. 2 to guard the bomb site, and a lot of nades at their disposal. He's burning. Nothing, can't survive. Almost was burned. Got out and then just got shot by dazed. Now hiko to clutch. Hits a beautiful one tap.
He's getting flanked.
Turn around.
Oh,
and that's
no.
the play. iBUYPOWER will defuse. It will make it 14-9. They're knocking on the door looking for that tie point.
Yeah, hiko, you saw him do the quick, really flick peek to check, but if he would have actually just turned towards B and actually kind of gone in to check it out, he would have been able to pick up steal. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and yeah, now iBUYPOWER 14-9, and maybe we'll see another situation where iBUYPOWER gets there and then they have trouble just closing it out.
It's happened before, and when I mean before, I mean it happened in the last game.
Yeah.
No pick for mid, all AKs, 5 men moving toward long, and they'll try to flash out, probably take over long, push the corner. The action has left one player out toward Palm. Dazed aggressive push, catches nothing. He relays the information, and the T's have to slow down, at least considering the fact that they're being flanked. And he goes, instead of looking forward, looking backward, now accounting for the threat that is Dazed that's no longer there. Brilliant use of offensive aggression where they weren't expecting it. Cloud9 now on their heels a bit. T at the close corner. Can skadoodle see his movement? Heated exchange. No ability for Cloud9 to cross over. You can see the flank coming from the minimap. Time is running out for these Cloud9 players. They will soon be flanked. Skadoodle hits the first shot, close at the double box, has a double. Might want to pick up that triple. And sgares gets dropped by another bolt pull of skadoodle. A quad on the round for him, though it was staggered. 15-9, iBUYPOWER's onto the game point.
Yeah, big. I mean, they sent 4 people towards A quickly. Cloud9 tried to do a rush of their own, but good play by dazed to go out there. And, I mean, I really like how they're using this aggression. It's really catching Cloud9 off guard. Once he got that kill onto nothing, you saw the bunch up at A they kind of got worried about the flank.
The number 6 man almost pushed out of the door. You realize now with 2 bolt action weapons, there's much less likely that they're going to go for the outright aggression. That was a B rush, aka the most classic esport play you could probably think of. I can't think of anything older than that.
The standard B rush? That's the go-to play when you have nothing else going for you.
I got nothing, guys.
Let's hit B.
That's it, B.
Yeah.
They'll never see it coming. They got stalled. That flashbang popped right in front of hiko. The entire train had to halt. They'll reset this play, and skadoodle will be waiting at an odd angle. Maybe not the perfect straight-on angle that you see at long. The peekaboo, the jack-in-the-box off-shot, maybe one of the most annoying things in all of Counter-Strike. Cloud9 able to thwart it after a first death. Dazed cutting them down. 2 left for the T's, and it's almost over. Could we see the second best of 3? Yes, we will. iBUYPOWER cheers. It's 16-9. We're going.